Testing. Okay, great. It's lower. Okay, great. What are we looking at? Hey guys. I don't know if my music is too loud. I think the chart looks, my setup looks good. Let's refresh this on CoinAnk. You guys want to look at order flow? Do not hesitate to go onto CoinAnk for a free week, free VIP trial. All right. Just in case. Okay. Okay. All right, give me a minute. Let me just... Okay, guys, just in case you're wondering, the trading that we're going to be doing here is crypto based. So, as you know, we can trade stocks with USDT on BitMEX, which is the exchange that I'm using. In all transparency, I do have a long opened already, and that is going quite well. But yeah, we'll see how it opens, and I'll decide whether I should add to that position or if I should exit my position, right? And welcome. Every Friday I'm live, whether it's trading stocks with crypto or just crypto with crypto. It is what it is. I am Funky Town Bites. Follow me on Twitter at FTBites. Okay, on Twitter. X, sorry, on X. All right. What are we looking at here? Let's have a look. Okay. So this is the pre-IPO, okay, on chain. So I trade on BitMEX, so they do have the, I think they had it like about a week ago. They they introduced a perpetual SPACEX IPO contract, and so that's what we're trading. All right, Binance has it as well, and a lot of other exchanges, Hyperliquid. All right, so doesn't matter where you're trading it, the on-chain data is on-chain data. So we're able to see what's going on. All right. Now, the first thing we're going to look at is, let's go on the 3-minute chart on the on-chain data because that's what I like to look at. There we go. Make sure my setup is good for you guys. My chart is good. My on-chain CoinAnk for Windows is great. All right. So what are we looking at here? Let's New York opens in less than 15 minutes. All right. Um so first we're going to look at and see what price is doing so far. All right. So obviously we're in an uptrend. All right. This is on the 3-minute. We have 1 hour, 15 minutes and 4-hour chart here on TradingView. If you didn't know already, I do use my PVSRA indicator. Okay, so it tells me volume by the color of the candles. So my green candles and my red candles are not your typical green and red candles. The green is increase in volume, 200% increase in volume to the upside. So when we see a 200% increase in volume, we can assume that it is not retail, but it is large institutions, whales, and so on. All right, so this is why I use it. I don't need the volume under here. I can just see the volume as per candle. All right. So yeah, that's the green. The magenta is 150% decrease in volume to the downside. The blue is 150% increase in volume to the upside. And the red, which is not your typical red candle, on my indicator, it is 200. The red is 200% decrease in volume to the downside. Okay. And that is how I use my candles. Okay, so what do we have here on the 3-minute time frame? All right, we just have a little consolidating on the 50% Asia range and the high of yesterday. All right, so I do also use the fixed range. Okay, if you look here on your indicator, I use the fixed range volume profile on TradingView. You can use that. It's the the default one that comes with TradingView. So I use that as well on some time frames just to compare them on my CoinAnk time, chart. So here I did draw out a TPO profile, okay, on TradingView. And as you can see here, price keeps coming back to the POC, the point of control. The point of control is usually where traders find the most value, okay? This is where they found fair value for whatever instrument you're trading. Right now we're on SPCX, the SPACEX perpetual contract. Okay, now on the 4-hour chart, well, it just opened over here on what date was that? The 21st of May, but that was on Binance. It opened before on BitMEX, okay, which is what I use for trading. You guys, by the way, if you want to get $50 free to trade SPCX on BitMEX using USDT, use the link in the description, sign up, and I'll send you guys 50 USD for free. You do have to KYC and you do have to deposit $25. But when you deposit your 25, you get your 50, then you take out your 25 and you're trading basically with free money. Whatever profits you make on that $50 that you're trading or how much ever you want to trade, you can remove your profits. Okay. That is not a problem. BitMEX is really a great exchange. I did get a gift. They sent me an Aura ring. Okay. My Aura ring here. Yeah, which is great. And it's only because I entered into a competition. So I was trading just my normal trading, but I decided to enter anyway. And I got an Aura ring, which is great. My Aura ring. Yeah, so I'm doing a lot of good health. Yeah, it's a great way to get back into, I guess into a healthy kind of lifestyle and track your sleep and things like that. It is really cool. I have never had one, and I think it's super cool. So, thank you, BitMEX, for that Aura ring. Um, okay, back to the charts. So here we have the 4-hour chart, and as you can see here, every time on the 4-hour chart, as you guys know, I have the 12 and 21 EMA in my trading indicator that I actually created with ChatGPT and Claude and a lot of open source on GitHub. On my trading indicator, as you can see, we have the 12 and 21 EMA. When the trend is up, the indicator turns green. When the trend is down, the indicator turns red. Okay, so it's a great indicator. It's from my mentor from the real world, Michael G, Professor Michael G. And what I've noticed is that especially on the higher time frame, is that it turns, at the first breakout, it's not really the true breakout. It's usually the second and third, usually, probably high probability of that. And here, okay, it's turned green. And another thing we look for when there is a breakout is the respect of the 12 and the 21 EMA. Okay, so the higher the time frame, the more valid, okay, that rule. The lower the time frame, the noisier the rule. Okay, so FYI. All right, so on the 4-hour time frame, we do see that it is so far not even touching the 12 EMA, which is right here. Okay, let me make sure you guys are seeing. Okay, good. Everything is good. Do not hesitate to put in the chat if something is off, because I cannot keep up with all these windows here. Anyway, so it is respecting on the 4-hour time frame the 12 and 21 EMA. All right, and the 12 especially, it's not even coming down to the 12. And the 21, well, it's the one underneath. The blue EMA here, it's the 50. And yeah. Okay, now let's look at the 15-minute. Same thing, I had drawn my fixed range volume profile. So we have the point of control here. Okay, value area high, value area low. And then you have LOW, low of last week, LOD, low of yesterday, HOD, high of yesterday, and then you have the Asia range. And those are the things that I use in my trading, okay? I see here right away on price that price wants to, it's coming down to test this little 800 EMA. And the 800 EMA is like one of my favorite retest areas on the 3-minute and the 15-minute time frames. Okay, I realize that price in an uptrend, it'll come back, retest the 800 a lot of times, and then go up. Okay, or reverse. Same thing with the 50-minute time frame. Now here, okay, it's probably going to come test this 800 EMA, which is the purple, uh, the purple line. And since it is so close to the Asia low, all right, I don't see why it wouldn't take out, okay, the liquidity sitting at the Asia low range, okay, and then go further up. It's just, it is just an observation for now. We're looking at, we're looking to see what price is doing before we move further. All right, there we go. Tested the 800 on the 3-minute time frame. Whoa. Well, I guess it's opening now. Shit. All right. Well, wow. All right. Okay, now let's go over. Well, here there's a disrespect of the 12 and 21 on the 4-hour time frame. All right, let's go over. Do I close my long is what I'm wondering. All right. Okay, what is going on here? Oh, that's a lot of so if we look at maybe let's go into the 15-minute time frame. All right. Okay, good. Let's look at on-chain analytics and see what we have here. As you guys know, all right, I'm just gonna move my stop loss to profit so that I don't get like screwed. All right, so my stop loss is in profit right now. I had entered at 160.80. All right, and so yeah, I just moved it up to 164 just in case. I can always re-enter. We can always re-enter instead of moving your stop loss, adding to a losing position. Okay, you can always re-enter and things like that. Now, as far as on-chain, so we have the TPO profile. On CoinAnk, you also have the smart money concept indicator, which is a really cool thing. You can see fair value gaps, you can see order blocks, you can see breaker blocks, and many other things, right? So on here, as you can see, I have my TPO. Okay, make sure, yeah. I have my TPO profile, time, price, opportunity, and I have the SMC, smart money concept, structure, indicator. I also have the order book profile, which we don't really have a lot right now because it is a new, it's a new contract, I guess, SPACEX, right? So here, if we look at this here, we see the point of control on the on-chain is at 175. So that's where a lot of traders found the most value. So I wouldn't be surprised if it went back to that area there. Okay, so 175.27 is the point of control. We have the sell tail, which acts as resistance. So we're going to want to see price breaks through that resistance. And you have the buy tail underneath, which acts as support. Now, a new buy tail just got put into place over here. Okay. And this is, again, we're going through each of these windows. So we're just looking at one indicator at a time. So you can see exactly why I have them on 4 different windows. And yeah, why I look at all of them at the same time. All right. So that could have just been a liquidity sweep and time. They took out the Asia low liquidity, as you can see here. and now maybe it is time to reverse. Okay, now back to coin Ank. You have the point of control. You have the value area high, which is this purple line. Okay, value area low, which is this other purple line. And you have the initial balance. The initial balance is where price opened. Okay, the opening range. So you have the initial balance high, initial balance low. Price came, retested that, and now it might be ready to go. Another thing in, okay, so that one is here. All right, now let's look at CVD spot. Obviously, we don't have any CVD spot data. Cumulative volume delta spot, we don't have that because it is a perp contract. Yeah, we do have CVD perp, okay, cumulative volume delta perp data. Making sure here. Okay, let me just lower Suna altogether. Okay. Okay, I don't. You guys let me know. Um, let me make sure. Okay, good. I'm okay. I was almost freaked out. Thought I was not even on yeah, anyway, my microphone. Okay, so we do have CVD perps over here. Hold on, let me just put this here. Okay, there. That might be better. Okay, good. So we do have CVD perps over here, and on the 5-minute, CVD perps is going down, price is going down. So yeah, there seems to be a perp, a crypto perp, perpetual futures contract sell-off for now. But here we go. 9:30 is New York Open, so let's see what it does. All right. Open interest is up. CVD perp is down. All right. So, and OI weighted funding rates is, yeah, I guess that's, it's a new contract, so we don't know how price will react. So we have to watch, the on-chain data. And yeah, we have to go with price first. Okay. As you can see here. Now, let's look at the delta and see what is happening with the delta. The delta is the buy minus the sell will give you the delta. So when you see positive delta, that means that there is more buying. When you see negative delta, that means that there is more selling. What we look for with the delta is we look to see if there is effort. Okay, so let's say buying, and if price is going up, result. So we look at effort versus result. Is the effort producing some kind of result? For now, as we can see here at New York Open, all right, there is a lot of selling. Okay, so there is indeed more selling for now than buying. Let's go to 15-minute for the delta because 5-minute might be a little busy. So as you can see, for now, we have a lot of negative delta. Negative delta is telling us that we are looking at more a sell-off, basically, rather than a lot of buying, okay? So we just have to see as per price, okay, whether or not, okay, the negative delta will yield some kind of downtrend or short opportunity, okay? Now, let's look at the liquidation heat map. And on the liquidation heat map, okay, you have of course, you have the liquidity heat map here as well. And liquidity heat map is where stop losses are resting, as well as longs under price, waiting to long orders, limit orders that are waiting to get triggered, or above price would be short limit orders waiting to get triggered. Okay, so these are your liquidity pools, okay, or liquidity heat map. All right. So for now, what do we have here? Okay, so all of this whole area, okay, was basically a liquidity pool, okay, if you look here, you'll see, if you look at this zoom in tool here, you'll see all the liquidity that is resting there. And like I said again, it could be longs that went long, earlier on in the day, yesterday or whenever, that had their stop losses here. It could also be orders waiting to get triggered to go long. All right. So we have all of these different liquidity area, yeah, at different price levels. Okay. Now, if you look at the liquidation levels, okay, and here you can see, let me just have a look here, liquidity heat map, liquidation map, liquidity heat map. Okay. Now here, well, I mean, I guess everybody knows what this is. This is your liquidation heat map. Okay. And what's great about having the CoinAnk one is that it is incorporated with whatever coin that you're trading. So whether that be Bitcoin or the SPACEX IPO or whatever, you can see the liquidation, okay, areas, okay, these hot areas. So the brighter the color, the more liquidation at that level, the higher the liquidation amount at that level. All right, so it could be that price is just coming here, taking up, getting all these orders, okay, filling up on their orders, whoever, institutions, whatever, whales, retail, whatever, and then, could possibly be reversing after they fill up on their orders, they get the contracts they need and then go. Or it could be that it could come to 152 and take that and take the liquidation here. All right. So that is what we're looking at for now. All right. Um, uh, for now, I think looks good. All right. If you look here at the 1 hour time frame on the TradingView chart, you'll see the point of control, which is right over here. Okay, price came back again to the point of control. The point of control again is where traders found the most value. They like that price, they stick to that price, they come back always to that price. Okay, so yeah. So what am I looking for? Well, I am already, like I said, in a long position. Okay, I'm currently at, yeah, my entry was 160.92. Okay, on BitMEX. Again, guys, if you want to trade this on BitMEX, you get $50 if you sign up. Just, use my link and I will send you the $50. All right, courtesy BitMEX, of course. Yeah. So what else are we looking at here? Now, I think the IPO is priced at 135, if I'm not mistaken. But the opening, okay, which is something you have to keep in mind. The opening print will likely settle between maybe between 150 and 175. Okay, that's what it looks like for now. And of course, crypto. Okay, crypto. Trading SPACEX on crypto with crypto is going to follow that. Okay, so let's see if if price is gonna like go down here, retest the LOW, the low of last week. All right. I mean, if you look at price on the 3-minute time frame, that's a clear break of structure. So that might be a short. Okay. But what I would like to see is a disrespect, and I've said that many times when I use, the what I will close my position if it disrespects this buy tail. And again, the buy tail, it acts as support, and the sell tail up here acts as resistance. So if price breaks this buy tail under here, which is 165.65, I'm out. I'm going to close my position, and I'm out and maybe look for a short, or I'm already up 3 hours. So maybe I won't take it, right? Let's see. So far, it is respecting this area here, okay? So far, if you look at delta, okay, let's look at delta. If you look at delta, okay, we can see absorption because there's a lot of selling here, a lot of selling, okay, but price is not going down further. Let's go down to the 3-minute time frame. Ah, there we have here, and this is a nice thing about the Coinank, okay, on-chain analytics. I know there's a lot of them out there, but this is really cool. Here you have the SMC structure. So here it tells you right away when there is a OB, order block, when there is a BB, breaker block. A breaker block is a failed order block, right? So right now we just see on the 3-minute time frame that there was an OB created at the buy tail. Okay, so this is your buy tail under here on the TPO profile. Okay, so this is your TPO profile. You have the sell tail, okay, which acts as resistance. You have the buy tail, which acts as support, and we get a OB, an order block on the buy tail. All right, and yeah, let's go. Let's go. So what would I do and how would I enter this position if I was not already in a long? All right, is I would wait for a clear MSB, market structure break on, depends on which time frame you're trading on. So if it's the 3-minute or the 15-minute, to be sure, I'll just wait for, a nice MSB on the 15-minute time frame. Okay, which would be about over here. And I would also wait for it to go above the VWAP, okay, on the 3-minute or the 15-minute time frame. Why? Because institutions, big hedge funds or whatever, they actually use the VWAP a lot. And I like to keep that in mind when I'm trading. It's not the only thing that I look at, but when I look at the VWAP, I know if price is above VWAP, then I know that we are in a buying trend, okay, or profile for the day session. If it is below the VWAP, then I understand that we could be in a selling trend or profile for the day. Now, it is often that price will retest the VWAP. Okay, so I look at the VWAP with the 200 EMA, and a lot of times I can put my stop losses, just above or below because I know if it breaks, then maybe it was a false breakout or a false, retrace towards the VWAP area. All right. So the VWAP, if you look at my chart here on TradingView, yeah, the VWAP would be the white line, and this yellow line would be the 200 EMA. So I use that as a good indicator. Another thing to look at trends would be, is the VWAP curving down for a downtrend? Is the VWAP, curving up for an uptrend? Okay, so how is it, how is the line curving, right? That's a great example of how you can look at it. All right, up, here we go. Okay, delta. Okay, we have some positive delta. Okay. The blue line here is the point of control. So price seems to like, participants seem to like the 170.92 price. Okay. So an MSB right here is where I would look for a long setup if I was not already in a trade. I am in a trade on BitMEX. All right. My stop loss is in profit, so let's see. And my TP is at 200. Let's play some different kind of music. If you guys want, again, 1 week free for, all these on-chain data, okay, you can join, there's a link for Coinank in the description, and you guys get 1 week free. You can contact them directly or DM me on X or here, send me a message here, and let me know. Okay, good. It looks like we're going. It looks like we're good. We got the liquidity we needed. Okay, rather they got the liquidity they needed, and now they're coming here. 185.23. Okay, as you can see here, CVD perps is ever so slightly doing something. I needed to break the initial balance high and low, this little area over here. And I needed to break the POC with a market structure break, okay? So the POC is 172.69. Now, another thing you would notice is that your point of control, your value area high and your value area low actually keeps moving as as traders are choosing, different price levels where they're trading more. So those levels would move, okay, at different okay as per as per price, right? The areas do move. Okay, now another great thing I like to look at is um the point of control as per previous days. Okay, so if you look here, and each TPO session is a different day. All right, so if you look here, okay, you can see the point of control. When it's a downtrend, the point of control is lower on each session and lower and lower. When it's an uptrend, okay, the point of control is higher and higher and higher until it stops going higher. So as you can see here, okay, this was yesterday's session, and the POC, which is a blue line, okay, is lower than today. Today, the POC is higher. So that means that traders, like in an auction, they said, well, you know what, that price is maybe, we're willing to accept higher prices now. Okay, and then here we go. That's how your POC works. All right, delta is good. Delta is increasing. So now, okay, as you can see, delta is increasing. So there's a lot of buy. Now, if you look at my candles as per the delta, we need a momentum push, okay, at this area here. We need a huge momentum push. Now, if you look at the naked nodes, okay, and not to like give you guys so many things to look at, if you draw on TradingView, just simply your fixed range volume profile, okay, if you draw it on TradingView from high to whatever area you want to trade, all right, you have it here. Now, what I like to look at, okay, is, for example, to spot my support and my resistance and my fair value gaps or gaps. And usually it will be in these little nodes here, okay? These nodes, when I say nodes, I'm talking about these empty areas, like here, like here, like here, okay? Those are empty areas or nodes or naked nodes, all right? And price would often act as a resistance or a support, you know, it will repel from those areas. In order for price to push through those areas, it has to be with a lot of momentum, a lot of volume, right? And right now, the area that has to that is a naked node that has to be pushed through with momentum is this one right here, as you can see here. Okay, so here for now, it's acting as resistance. Okay, you can see it right over here. So it has to have a lot of volume. Okay, then one candle, I don't know when it's going to happen, but if price needs to push that through, the candle on my chart would have to be a green candle, okay, which is 200% increase in volume to the upside. If it cannot push through, then yeah, then it will go down. But for now, okay, this little node over here is also acting as, oops, as resistance. If you can see this little one right over here, there. All right. Trying to make it bigger. Okay, you see that here? You see that little node here? That's a naked node, and it is acting as support. So, which one will it take out? This one or this one? Let's ooh, shit. Well, there we go. Damn. All right, that was the liquidity sweep that was needed. And there we go. Well, that green candle was 200% increase in volume to the upside. Huh? It's like hanging out here. Jeez, I just want to like close in profit. Okay, guys, if you haven't found your setup yet, patience. Patience, all right? You don't want to you see this area here where, you know, where it's chop 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 here? This is, you know, this is the area you don't want to be playing around in. All right? Don't diddle in the middle. Wait for a clear market structure break, which is if it's a bullish one, market structure break here, if there is none yet. All right. MSB bullish, okay? That would be over here. There we go. There we go. That's it. There we go. That's the momentum candle we're looking for. It broke through this naked node with momentum. That is the candle you're looking for. On the next candle, if I was not already in a long, is where, okay, I would enter my long on the next candle because this could be just a fake out. Let's wait. Wait. I would wait. Right? Nothing that I say is financial advice, of course. You know, I'm a wannabe trader. All right. But 3 minutes. So let's see. Next candle is at 54. Wait. See, that could be a fake out right here, tricking you into momentum. Let's get rid of that. Wait, we wait. Let's see how this candle closes. It doesn't look bad. But wait. doesn't look bad, but we look at price first. We look at a market structure break first before any position. Okay, here, this is the game. This candle is the game here. This is where there's a lot of fuckery going on right now, which is normal, right? This is like the most hyped IPO. This candle we're waiting. Let's do this. Damn. So if this MSB market structure break breaks with a body candle, okay, a full body candle, then it is a valid market structure break. Right now, it's a wick break, so that is not valid, right? That is not considered a market structure break. That is a fake market structure break. So we're waiting for full body, all right? Jeez, what did I do? All right, maybe, okay. Don't forget, guys, this is the 3-minute chart on, here. So, um, yeah. What time is it? Looks like it's almost time to. So usually after the first, half an hour, 30 minutes of New York session is when, the real move actually happens. There's this first 30 minutes is a lot of liquidity sweeps and volatility, which is great if you're trading that. I have a system for that as well. But right now, I'm not trading that. So if I want to enter into a longer trade, then I'll wait until that 30 minutes is done, and then, okay, then I will enter. So now, I'm just waiting for this candle to close. Give me that market structure break. And what I will do is, just because I want to be in and out, it's a scalp, all right? But it's not closing with a candle, so I need to wait, all right? This area right over here. It is not closing with a candle. And it's this naked node, okay, that's giving the, it's giving trouble. All right, so this one got, got taken out. Okay, now it's this one that needs to get taken out with your fixed range volume profile on TradingView. All right, we see some volume increasing. If you look at the delta here, okay, yeah, 19.1K in more buys than sells. So that lines up perfectly with my PVSRA candle. All right. We got a spike in open interest, but CVD perp is falling. So might be a little battle going on here. You don't want to be in the middle of the battle. Let them fight it out. And yeah, oh, there we go. Let's see. What I would do though, if I were to enter, is I would put my stop loss right under the buy tail. Because I know if price disrespects the buy tail, I don't even want to be in. Okay, there we go. Got it. Let's see. 57. The other one is at, yeah, no. Thing about trading, if you enter prematurely, without a confirmed or, without confirmation with a market structure break, then, you're just losing money. You're just losing your $5 or $10, whatever you trade, right? And you don't want to lose that. You want to wait for confirmation and wait. You see, here it is still only candles. I mean, only wicks over here. But we will wait because we are patient. All right. You guys can do that right now, actually. Go and draw your fixed range volume profile on TradingView, and you'll see. Now, my settings are a little different for the fixed range volume profile. I have row size is 1000, and my style is just all the same color because I don't really care about the other colors. All right. This one has to be a volume candle. It has to be a momentum candle. Has to be a momentum. All right. Hmm. Okay, and that's it. That's my confirmation. I did get a clear MSB with a body of, with my a body candle. All right, so if you were to long, let's say over here, I would definitely put my stop loss 165. All right under here, right under this candle, and my target would be all the way up here, the high of last week. All right, which is a 2.25 hour. There we go. That's the entry right there. Not financial advice. Like I said, what I do is to get my very tight stop loss. If I'm wrong, that's okay. I'm wrong. There's another opportunity tomorrow. But what I like to do is, in order to get tight stop losses, is I like to put my stop loss right under the buy tail. Now, because the buy tail should be, okay, support. If support gets disrespected, I do not wish to be in that trade anymore. I'm done. I'm out, right? But I prefer to be out way before than to be out later, right? Where I can have a very tight stop loss and I can increase my position size because my stop loss is tight. All right. But yeah, there we go. That's the trade. We got the nice MSB here, okay, with a body candle, okay, and yeah, and the target would be high of last week, okay. Now, could it possibly go higher? Yeah, sure. But that's okay. I'm gonna keep my eye on price, and it could be a trade that's gonna be opened for the weekend even. All right. But I will move my stop losses as per the break of structure. The break of structure. So you have the market structure break, which will tell you the change in trend. Okay. So when you get a market structure break, a bullish market structure break, you have a downtrend, and you get a market structure break, then it's an uptrend. When you have a market structure break on a uptrend, you have a market structure make a bearish market structure break, then it goes to a downtrend. The BOS, the break of structure, however, is a continuation of that trend, whether it's a downtrend or uptrend. So your BOS, your break of structure, is just a continuation of the trend. All right. So for what we would like to see now, oh, here's a great example of a BOS. I'll just show you here. All right. So here, let me see if I can. Here is a market structure break over here. And each time, okay, there is another higher high for an uptrend. There is a higher high, then that tells me that it's a continuation. So I also have an indicator for that if you guys want to check it out. So here is a BOS. Here is a BOS in this trend. Okay, this trend I'm showing you right now. Here is a BOS. All right. Here is a BOS. Okay. Break of structure. And so on and so forth. All right. Yeah, you guys could use that indicator and see, just try to like look at BOS, break of structure, market structure break, until you can actually start recognizing them on your own. All right, and that is, what is it? It is if you go to indicators, I'm sure there's a lot of them also on TradingView, so you don't really have to use mine, but you can if you'd like. It's all free, all open source, all free, the way it should be, really. All right. Oh, here, I think this is market. What is it? I think it's this one. Oh, no. Oh, jeez. It is, let me see here. It is my my scripts. Okay, so these are all scripts that I played around with, like forever when I started learning how to trade. And yeah, now I just have a whole bunch of scripts that ChatGPT helped me build, of course, and GitHub. All right, with the open source that they have. I think it's one of these. I think it's one of these. Jeez, I don't remember which one. Well, if we go to, I know, profile and scripts. There we go. Well, that was easy. Huh. And it's over, yeah, MSB BOS market structure. Okay. And I have all these just different things if you guys want to, you know. Shit. There we go. If you guys have any questions, do not hesitate to ask them. It's still in my very nice long. I'm feeling better because we have a market structure break, so that makes me feel better that I don't have to close my long. Okay. Now, what is going on with price? Let's see here. We have CVD perp is flat. All right. As you can see here, if you look at the CoinAg TPO profile, the POC, the point of control, okay, price keeps going back to that area. All right. That's actually a great area where, if you're scalping, depending on the time frame, all right, you can, always like enter a position from the POC to the IB or I guess value area low. It's a small, tiny, range, but it could be worth, a scalp on the 1 minute or 3 minute time frame. All right. Now, if you're wondering what this is, it is a fair value gap or a gap. It's a bullish gap, okay, underneath. And that gap was definitely respected. All right. Come on, let's go. Now, I know the stop loss might seem large, but you have to consider, sometimes bigger stop losses are sometimes better, and you can always move it and, add to your position. So for example, if you had a market structure break and you have a huge stop loss, and you feel like you had a break of structure, which also confirms the trend. Okay, so you have a market structure break, then you have a break of structure, which confirms the trend. Then you can add to that position because you know that it is definitely in your favor. Oh, what's going on here? A lot of volume coming in here. So you see all the, within each candle, there are buys and sells, right? And that the delta will give you, if there was more buying and selling. So the buys minus the sells will give you the delta. Now and I've said that many times, you don't really necessarily need to look at each candle, all these numbers here. I don't need to see that. All I need to see is the delta on top, right? Maybe later on, one day, I'll, get my geek on and try to look at each candle inside and see what it's doing. But I don't really, that is like the level of granularity that I don't need in my trading. All right. Look at all that liquidity. All these guys that went short, they're all the way up here. Well, 86. They're 186 between 183 and 187. And so they're just waiting there. Right up here. So these are, liquidity pools or liquidity. It's a liquidity heat map. Liquidity heat map is basically stop losses, okay, as well as a lot of shorts that got opened. They have their stop losses up here. So are they going to get liquidated? I'm watching price. So liquidity pools or the liquidity heat map shows you stop losses and orders that are waiting to get filled at those liquidity pool areas. Okay, why do big orders wait at those areas to get filled? So that their slippage, okay, they can minimize their slippage, and the slippage is the price that you place an order. Okay, and the price that it gets executed. Every exchange, whether it's a decentralized exchange, a centralized exchange, Uniswap, whatever, SushiSwap, Sigma, Telegram bot, every single transaction has slippage on it. Okay, so big institutions, they go to these liquidity areas, and what they do is they fill their orders at those areas because there's a lot of liquidity. And the more liquidity you have, the less your slippage, okay, on your order. Oh, so let's just move this liquidity heat map from liquidation heat map. Hmm. Damn, look at all that. So this is a huge area right here. It is so new that I can't, I can't move, can't edit the threshold that I'd like to see the liquidity level. All right, usually you can do that here, but I think the contract is so new, and there's like, so let's just assume there's liquidity everywhere right now, right? And let's just keep the liquidation heat map, right? And what's great about this liquidation heat map, again, I keep saying it, but what's great about the liquidation heat map on CoinAnk is that it's updated in real time, right? So in 5 minutes here, you'll see it updated again. So you can see like this, the area that is the most, the brightest area is the area with the most highest liquidation, um, levels. So price, okay, could possibly want to go right up here, which would give me a great profit in my long. And yeah, look at that. Price is going up here. It wants to. It's saying, you know, let me go, let me go. I want to break this resistance right here. This is our sell tail, okay? This is resistance. So it wants to break that resistance. You can see it right here, the point of control. Look at that. Came back to the point of control. It's hanging out there a little bit. It's building momentum, and then it's going to go break that and take these guys out, and hopefully, we'll all be rich. No, I'm kidding. Every day is a new opportunity, okay? Even if you miss this one today, there are new opportunities in the market all the time. See how it's like hanging out here? All right. Open interest is going up. Okay, so open interest going up, price going up. That means new positions are coming in the market. I hope that is you with the $50 that I give away from BitMEX. Okay, opening a new position on um, SPACEX IPO. That's a joke. There's no financial advice. Okay, you guys do what you want. So look at that. I am well good in my position. Um, hmm. What is it? 179.01. I did add to my long position because it is going in the favor that I would like, and I added to my long position just now. I should have done it before, but that's all right. There we go. So now, okay, now that I see it, I'm going to move my stop loss, okay, to this area over here, right over to this order block right here. Okay, so I've moved my stop loss, as you can see here, to 173.07. Okay, because price is moving the way. Okay, it already had a market break of structure, which is where I had entered, and now we're going to get a BOS. Okay, so in order to get a BOS, it would be over here. Let me show you guys. This is a 3-minute time frame. Okay, hopefully. So we have an MSB over here. All right. Let's just put this on one screen so that, yeah, there we go. It's better. Another way you can see that is basically if you go to the line chart. All right. So what is going on? Come back to the POC, point of control, right over here. All right. You guys, nobody's chatting. Okay, so come back to the point of control, gain some more momentum. Okay, what I don't expect is I don't expect it to go back to the IB, the initial balance high or low. I don't expect it, but can it happen? Sure, anything can happen, right? Can it come back to test the VWAP right under here? Sure. Do I expect it to come back to the 800 EMA on the 3-minute time frame? No. No, I don't. There's a lot of selling. There's a lot of selling, and it's obviously these guys defending, okay, this liquidation level right up here. I love this because, ooh, look at that, all these, let's see what will happen. All right, so yeah, back to MSB, BOS, okay, so we have consolidation, then we have, okay, a little downtrend here, okay, lower highs. Wait, sorry, lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low, and then no more lower low. So we look for a MSB, a market structure break that tells us that the trend is going to change. We got the MSB right here, okay, and your MSB is drawn from the last the last line of candles going down to the first one that breaks it going up. Okay, so sorry guys, it's the best I can explain it. I'm sure there's a better explanation out there. All right, so this is your MSB. A great way to see that as well is on the line chart. Okay, if you click on line chart in TradingView, I would have to turn off mine. Oh, here we go. My gosh, that's a perfect MSB right there. You could even say that this over here, okay, is your MSB. Now, a lot of times we don't use, okay, the line chart, and it is there for a reason. Sometimes you can just have, more clarity on what is going on, okay, on your line chart than when you look at a candle chart that is much, it's busier than a line chart. Okay, so you have your MSB here, okay, or you could even say your MSB could have been here, but it is so busy on that chart that, yeah, all right, well, let's just leave it up here. So that's your MSB. And now, in order to see a BOS, a break of structure, which is a trend continuation, this one would have to break, okay, and hold. And this one would have to break and hold with the body of a candle. And I guess this is the big resistance right here. Okay, 178.97. Here, this is the big order block, bearish order block right over here. All right, and that's how you see it. Now this would be a BOS, a bullish BOS. Well, this would be a bullish BOS. All right, let's get that out of there. Now we go back to our regular chart. You see, like, you can't really see it, all right, with a candle chart because it's very busy, right? Even like sometimes when you're in the excitement of entering and exiting positions or whatever, the candle chart can be sometimes very distracting, busy, all right? So why not use the line chart? It's there for a reason. All right, price is above the VWAP, okay? And it's respecting the 12 and the 21 EMA. It's way above the 12 and 21 EMA. So that is telling me that We're good for now. There is a lot of selling, but so far, so good. The delta here is telling me there's a lot more selling in the last 6 minutes than there was buying. High volume on the selling. Mm. This is the value area high. Oh man, come on. So this should act as support. This naked node right over here. So this area, this is why you learn, or you try to learn, order flow, because you can really see the why behind stuff. So here's a naked node, okay? We have the same thing here. Here is a naked node on what color? Yellow. Let's put yellow. All right. So this area here should act as resistance. If this area gets disrespected, so if price runs through here with volume, momentum, okay, then I'll be paying attention to this other little one here. Look at that. These ones are tiny naked nodes, so they don't seem to be very strong. Oopsie. Oh my god. It's just worth it to draw it sometimes and just see. And that's how, another way your stop losses can get tighter. The heck? Oh, okay, well. All right. There's another one over here. But I'm not going to draw all of them. I mean, we'll just, watch one naked node at a time. Okay. See all these little areas here? These are naked nodes. That is where actually inefficiencies happen. Okay. So the naked nodes are inefficiencies, and that is where gaps are formed, whether it's bullish or bearish. All right. Let's see if we can find them on the trading view chart. Okay, so let's go to today's session. Starts at, well, of course, 12. So we'll go to fixed range, volume profile. And here we'll go from high to low. Was that when did that? Okay, yeah, good. High to low. Okay. I know this chart is so busy. All right, let's see here. Here, 170. Oh shit. Damn. All right, so that got disrespected. So where is the next one? Where is the next one? Is it coming back to retest the HOD, the high of yesterday? Damn, look at that. Hmm. So much selling. All right. So another thing about the naked nodes is that previous naked nodes, okay, or naked nodes would act as resistance becomes support. So previous resistance becomes support, previous support becomes resistance on your naked nodes. This is a great example because this is the naked node here. We drew it out, okay? It was resistance. Price went down, gained momentum, gained a lot of liquidity momentum, pushed through, and now maybe it's going to act as support. All right, right over here, maybe. So that is actually a great thing when you see it, where your naked nodes in your TPO profile, your time price opportunity profile, when it becomes, the opposite of what it was before. So again, resistance becomes support. Support becomes resistance. All right, just the FYI. Guys, if you didn't like the video, do like. I mean, the stream. Every Friday I do live streaming. All right. So, yeah. And I just do this with commentary. All right. Well, hmm. And don't forget to follow me on X. I am. Oh, hey. Oh, who's that there? Got a message here from. Hi. I don't understand Korean. Let me see if I can. Oh, I need to translate that. Kiss. Film. Sorry, I don't speak Korean, but I watch all these nice Korean cooking shows that I love. I love Korean food. I love Korean barbecue. So, but I don't speak Korean. And I like to watch Korean drama TV. Matter of fact, I love all most Asian food. Kimchi, I love kimchi. Okay, I'm gonna stop. It's nice to have people chat with me when I'm on live. I don't know. A lot of times nobody chats with me. Oh, look at that. Look at that. There's a lot of volume coming in there. All right, let me see. What do I want to do? Do I want to close my long? Come on. All right, here's another little trick. What are we doing? My fib. My fib is different than, my fibs are different than your typical fibs, okay? I'm just trying to figure out if I should close my long. If... Ooh, why? If it breaks 0.05, uh, 0.5, if it breaks 0.5 on my fib, I'm out. I'm closing my long. All right, guys, I'm out. TP, I am closing my long limit. I'm out. Look at that. They defended that area. Well, anyway. Well, I put a limit to close my... I did put a limit to close my long. Didn't get triggered yet. Ay, ay, ay. All right. It's a tiny one, but it's still one. Okay. Ooh, realized. Unrealized. All right, guys, out. We're out of this trade. This is, for now, it is diddling in the middle. I got a 2R on it, and that is enough. I'm posting that on X right now. All right. Unrealized is the unrealized on BitMEX is the fees that you pay. Okay, so it is what it is. I was up. I think it was I think it was a 4x this morning, a 4R. But I am happy with a 2 because I thought it was going to go higher. So that is okay. All right. Just posting that right now on X. I did enter at 160, so I mean, I just didn't want like to round trip, you know. Round tripping sucks. I've round tripped so many times. But yeah, no, now I just prefer to take a small R instead of no R. Right? 2R is good. Okay. Okay. That was a plus 2R. Okay. Oh, I did enter at 165.03. You guys can go on my X and check that out. There's a lot of diddling in the middle. So let's see what's happening with price. Now that I'm out of my trade, I'm good. I hope you are too. If you are in a, let's see here. Ooh, look at that. What's all that? Well, let's have a look and see what's going on X. Since, you know. Okay, $50 bonus when you sign up with BitMEX. It's on my X. SPACEX. Oh my gosh, I don't want to see this right now. I actually do not want to see this right now. Okay, so okay, that is looking like a sell-off for now. Okay, What do we have here? Let's look at price first. Okay, let's delete all of these things here. Let's look at price. So we have a nice diddle in the, we have a nice consolidation right over here. All right. Let me just draw my little box that I like to draw. All right. So this is the area here that we're going to need to break out from. Okay. Here on the 3-minute chart, we had one false break. Okay. And I guess let's see what this gives us. This other break down to, another thing that I've noticed is like after 3 a.m. New York, if price opens below the 50% Asian range, then we have a downtrend most likely for the day. So where did price open at 3? Below the 50% Asian range. That's a short right there. High probability of a short, not financial advice. Um, but actually, you know what? I got a 2 hour. I don't want to enter into a trade unless we have, let's have a look. What do we have here? Yeah, that's a short right there. I would enter into a short. What time is it? It's 10:40 New York time. And I would put my stop loss here. Yeah, but that wouldn't give me much of a risk to reward. So I could do that and put my stop loss right under here. That could be a little short. But I won't. I won't. I won't. I won't. I won't because there's a lot of fuckery going on right now with this SPACEX you know. All right. So let's see if it's going to respect this order block right here that's sitting at the buy tail. Yeah, at the buy tail. All right, or if it breaks down and continues further. As you can see on the 3-minute time frame, CVD cumulative volume delta is going down. All right, that means that there's much more selling than buying, and price is going down. So that's harmony. However, an open interest is going down as well. So tells me that this is a sell-off. You have a lot of negative delta. Okay, a lot more selling than buying, and you have the result of the negative delta. So you have the effort, selling, negative delta, and you have the result, which is prices going down. Okay, so effort versus result is, yeah, it's on target. And well, the liquidity, liquidation heat map, as you can see here, those guys definitely defended their area, which is 187, this area right up here. Okay, 183 to 187. It is what it is. All right. Let's have a look and see the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so yeah. So why am I looking at the 4-hour time frame? Okay, let me just make sure everything is clear. Okay, good. Now, on the 4-hour time frame, one of the reasons why I look at it is because my 12 and 21 trending indicators, okay, which again, I got this from the real world, my professor from the real world, and I incorporated it into my indicator, okay, my PVSRA indicator, price volume, anyway, indicator. And what happens is that on the 4-hour time frame, so the higher the time frame, the more reliable or the higher probability it is that on the first breakout, okay, the first breakout is not this high probability. First breakout is usually a false breakout, whether it's a breakout or a, yeah, a change in trend. So usually the first one is there's high probability that it doesn't follow through. The second one is usually high probability that it follows through. However, if it disrespects with volume, with momentum, and as you can see here, there is momentum. Okay, the red candle on the indicator signifies 200% decrease in volume to the downside. So if it disrespects the 12 or 21 EMA with a volume momentum candle, then something has changed. Something has changed and it tells me to pay attention. I'm no longer in a trend. Okay. So as you can see here, I have some kind of disrespect, momentum disrespect of the 12 and 21, which was an uptrend at one point, okay, on the 4 hour time frame. So that is a great way to look and see, to get scalps here and there on the lower time frame. So I usually look and get my scalps on the 3-minute time frame if I'm dealing with a 4-hour time frame. All right. So yeah, something has changed. Okay, I don't know what has changed, but we have here, let's say for example, we have a swing failure pattern. All right, we have one swing high over here. Where's my brush? Okay, we have a one swing high. Okay, another swing high. Okay, and so this swing high took out this one. Okay, so that's I guess a swing failure pattern. So it kind of looks downtrend to me now. All right, yeah. I mean, mm, all right, here you have a 3-minute time frame. What do we have here? Let's see. It's Friday also, guys. Yeah, that's another thing. Friday is known for the weekend trap. Now, how is this SPACEX per contract going to trade during the weekend? I don't know because, crypto is different. Crypto is so degen. So who knows what's going to happen this weekend with it, right? Maybe let the dust settle and, see what happens. But yeah, as you can see, open interest is decreasing. Okay, you see it here. And it's Friday, so I know on Friday after lunch, New York time, right? I know that there is a weekend trap in play. So it's just things to be aware of, right? That's harmony right there. Look at that. Everything is, price is down, CVD is down, open interest is down, right? Mhm. Yeah, that's a damn. Is this going to sell off? So many people are so excited about this, but Hmm. Always have your stop loss in place. That's the most important thing. Risk management is absolutely the most important thing. There it goes. It's gonna break that resistance, that support right over here. What time is it? It is 10:48, I think, in New York. What time is it in New York? Yeah, 10:48. If you want to go short, um, yeah, I would definitely, if I were to go short now, I would put my stop loss just above here. Probably here. I mean, I won't have a big target. That's the thing. You know, you'd have to see how price reacts. 'Cause, you know, you don't have any previous lows to compare it to. It's going to take out all these guys, all these people that went long. Hmm. All right, well. Somebody has to lose for others to win. Don't ever go all in on stuff that, you know. Anyway, that is the trade. Hmm. Mm. Oh, I just translated that um Kies Fuyum. Thank you. That was a compliment. Thank you. Sorry, I couldn't translate it before because we were so busy trading. Could it be that it's coming here to retest the Asia low and then go up? This is a lot of diddle in the middle right over here. Diddle in the middle. Don't do it. Wait for a clear breakout. All right. Let's see if this is respected. Um, Aside from that, okay, what I would suggest, aside from that, just love to see the volume when it like, you know, um, aside from that, it's probably a good idea to wait. Let's see here. Sorry, guys. That's my Gemini notes. All right. Um, yeah. So a lot of times, I was wondering whether or not I should basically sit on my hands, okay, for this, for today. It is, after all, one of the biggest, I guess, IPOs. Uh, One of the, I think SpaceX has been around for over 20 years, maybe 24 years, and they don't really need to have an IPO. They have an IPO because I guess it has been rebranded as an AI. Okay, IPOs are meant for companies that would like to raise money. Okay, to better the business, to give value to the shareholders and stuff like that. And SpaceX is old. I mean, it's 24 years old. So the idea that it's priced at basically 135 at opening, when it opens a lot of times, and this applies for crypto as well, because we're trading that same price, perpetual futures, but with crypto, with USDT. So it applies. Okay. So um, it's, I guess it's strongly advisable to not trade in the exact time that it opens. Okay. The only reason why I had, I was trading was because already had a long opened, where I got in at 160 something, two or whatever. And so I just kept it open because it was doing what I wanted to do. I moved my stop loss and profit, and that was great. But let the dust settle, okay? So don't, one of the things is that even if you have a lot of money on a lot of risk on this, it's probably not a good idea to go all in at the very beginning. Let the dust settle, because I did that many times and I lost, right? So it's only from experience, though it's not financial advice, it's from experience. It's a good idea to always be patient, let the dust settle. All right. There's always more opportunities, and this one will give you greater opportunities when you have a clear picture of what is actually taking place. Okay. So am I going to go long on this again? For sure, or short, whatever. But I would like to see a clear direction. Okay. And and it's Friday. I don't have a clear direction yet. Tomorrow I won't be on the charts at all. So yeah. So the momentum, yeah, I mean, the opening range, first of all, we treat the opening print as the ultimate line, okay, in the sand for the rest of the session. So this is the opening range, okay? So that's going to be for the rest of the session, for the rest of the day. And yeah, if, for example, it opened, it spikes, and then aggressively it's going below now. So it's cracking below the opening print, the opening line, right? So as soon as it starts cracking and going below, people's mood would change. They would want to short it, right? Especially in crypto, but anyway, for everything, in whatever regular markets as well, regular TradFi. So yeah, if people see that it's the price is going down, they're gonna want to short. And I guess crypto degens are going to be even like worse with the shorting. Though I don't think we're that bad. I actually think we're pretty good. But anyway, crypto degens, that is. Not that I'm a degen. Um, so yeah. So what I would suggest now is that we let the market tell us the price, print the price, okay, and we can draw our lines, trend lines from there. We can look up for our setups from there, but not in a time when there is a lot of FOMO and people are basically, just doing everything they can to make a buck, right? And on the other hand, you have these large institutions that are just, waiting for their stop losses, for yours and my stop loss, right? So yeah, what are we looking at? All right. And yeah, I think. Oh, look at that! It's hanging out. It's hanging out on the Asia low. Oh man, I really wish it was like a euphoric move to the upside. Not because I mean, also because I have a position open and that would have been great. But because this is like one of the biggest IPOs ever. Ever. Little excitement never hurt anybody. Mm. Where is the POC? Oh. So we look at the 1 hour chart, yeah. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, guys, I think that is it for me. What was the first sign? Okay, let's try to have a look at that actually. What was the first sign that we were going to be in a price was going to reverse up here? All right. Okay, so let's see. Here it's 10:15 New York time. All right. So, okay, 10:15 New York time. What was the first, or let's say here, actually, this was the first area, okay, that this was the first high, okay, top, 10 o'clock New York time. So what was the first sign that we could have seen where price would reverse? So top here, and this is a 3 minute time frame, so, but price is fractal, so it could be on whatever time frame. Basically, you look for the same thing. So we have price over here, okay, price retests the value area high, respected the bearish order block, which is right here. And by the way, when you have these order blocks, it's only the wick areas, I've noticed many times, that price respects. So the upper area of the bearish order block is what price respected. All right. Then we had, okay, price was going up, but CVD perp, cumulative volume delta, was flat. That's your clue right there. That is your clue. Price up, that is our clue. Price up, CVD flat, OI, what was OI doing? OI was going up actually, okay. And well, funding, well, we don't have any baseline to compare funding with for this instrument, so we can't really look at funding so much. Funding, what we'd have to compare a neutral funding, a sustainable funding, and an unsustainable funding, all right, to actually get what funding rate is unsustainable for SPCX. All right, we know that for every coin is different as per funding. Okay, so maybe this was it. Price up, CVD flat. Okay. OI, could it be that these guys were exiting their positions? I don't know. But this could be one. CVD flat. Oh, price up, CVD flat. Wait, price up, CVD flat. OI at the top. Huh. Decreasing. There you go. Man, if we just look for clues, not get excited so much by price. So price up, CVD flat, OI decreasing. Mm, interesting. What is that? And of course, and Delta, what was Delta doing at that time? Here we go. Okay, Delta at that time, let's just compare this Delta up here because we're just looking at this. How could we have spotted the reversal without a market structure break on chain data on the order book? What we have here is we have, so let's see, we have these candles up here. So out of all of these candles, okay, all of these delta, we have more buying than selling. All right, this is just this area up here. Okay, guys. So on this delta up here, you can see that there was more buying than selling, right? So we have positive delta. With positive delta, okay, we expect price to go up. We expect some kind of result as per effort. The effort is it's positive, it's buying. And so with the effort, we expect results. However, price did not go up. Instead, oh, where's my tool? Sorry, I just too many tools. I can't find my tool. Instead, what price did was price was, oh, here it is in brush. Oh my God. What happened was price just stayed stagnant. Well, I mean flat, right? Up here. I mean that's a lot of buying. Maybe not as intense as we would have liked to see, but yeah. So that what it's telling me there is that there is absorption. Okay, absorption is when in this case there's a lot of buying, but price is not moving. Then that means that there's a passive seller, okay, that's absorbing the buys, right? Absorbing the buys. And so that could be all, just different little clues where we could look at and say, well, maybe there's something here. Don't FOMO, right? And I'm not saying you, I'm saying myself as well in, whatever scenario. Whatever coin we're trading, coin or stocks, right? That's why on-chain data is so good. It's great to look at. It helps with the story, right? It helps create the story of what price wants to do. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think that's it for me though. 8:12. So, I think it's in 1 hour. Okay, good. So here's the thing. I'm gonna give you guys one little um alpha. Okay. Now, we're looking at the bigger time frame for this one. All right, let me just see. Okay, good. So here is the alpha. If you would like to enter into a long or short position, depending, I'm gonna log off. I'm not gonna look at this until maybe Sunday evening, okay? Because tomorrow it's my family day. All right. Now, if you would like to enter into a position, okay? And again, go on to Coinank, get a free week, okay? Go look at this pro chart. It's VIP and it's free. Um, yeah, I mean, you know, why not? But if you're just looking at price and you would like to know how to trade this, and you have 50 euros free, sorry, not euros, I'm in Europe, so if you have $50 free with BitMEX, right? If you sign up with them, you can trade SPX with USDT on their platform. So how do we do this? Well, we do this by drawing our fibs, okay, just by price on TradingView. You can use my indicator, or you can use whatever indicator you want. So you draw the price, okay, high to low. All right. And the next candle, okay, that opens up, basically, let's see here. Is it the 4-hour that I want to show you? Maybe we can do it on a different time frame. 4-hour is a little more advanced, and I don't want to confuse you guys. Okay, let's do the 15-minute, for example. All right, so you draw your fibs, okay, from the high to the low, and this is a great way to understand if whether or not the move is going to be sustainable. In addition to your BOS, your breakup structure, which signifies a continuation of trend up or down. All right, ooh, there we go. So you draw your fibs. Oh yeah, that's definitely there is more down. Whoa, that's a clear MSB, bearish MSB right here, guys. There we go. There we go. That's a bearish MSB. Damn. I might go short on that. Matter of fact. Yep. Gonna go short on that right now. With my stop just above the swing area up here. 179.88 is my stop. 179.88. And I'll move it as I see fit. That's my stop. TP. Oh, I don't know where a TP is for now, but I'll just put 150. I'll just enter the trade and then... Don't forget, guys, I'm on the 3-minute time frame. All right, so my risk is not a lot. What the heck is going on here? My limit price would be, because I'm setting a limit order, so 160. Here we go. 168.56. 168. There we go. Nope. And I'm going to sell short. Limit order. Okay. Where is my VWAP? $175.11. So that's what I'm gonna do. Put it on 175. Is my stop 175.11. Well, let's give a little room, so I'm gonna put it on 17735. Okay, 17735. And here we go. 166.07. I'm just entering. There we go. I'm in, and now I can share my setup. Okay. Hmm. 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 Okay. There we go. What I'm looking to do is break, move my stop loss to break even as soon as possible because, well, I don't really want to trade this for too long, especially into the weekend. Hmm. Yeah, this is a full volume, a full volume flower candle, and that clearly tells me there is more to come. Okay. There's a lot of selling. So we can see here, CVD is, oh jeez, this keeps going down. This is a weak support. Doesn't look like a strong support, but they're really trying. Look at that. Look at all that liquidation level here. Here, let me zoom it in for you. Why does it keep doing that? So if OI is going up and price is going down and CVD is going down, yeah, that's definitely a full body candle. Well, let's have a look at naked nodes. Let's look at the higher time frame. Shit. There we go. Mm. That's a clear market structure break. So sometimes we can draw our market structure break from the body of the candle, and sometimes you can draw it from the wick of the candle. I like to draw it from the wick because when you draw it from the wick of the candle, meaning the wick on the, where it started, then you have more of a confirmation, okay? So you can choose, if you draw it from the body of the candle, then it's more of a, yeah, you have more chances that, it fails, right? So the market structure break would fail. All right, so these are stronger confirmations from the wicks, but then you can try and see what works. And yeah. So with any MSB, there has to be a retest, okay? So I would expect it to retest just over here, 173.75. Good, my stop loss is far from there. And then continuation further down is what 173.75. 173. So maybe, yeah, just a retest of either the initial balance high. So one of the ways that we can, we can see if price is going to continue further is what I wanted to show you guys before, and I didn't, is we can simply take our fib tool, okay, and draw, the fib extension. So, all right, so we have from high to low in a downtrend, low to high in an uptrend. So we have here, and mine are just slightly different, okay, again, from my mentor, from the real world. All credit to him. I don't, I didn't backtest this. I just use what he he showed us, and it works amazingly most of the times, because nothing works 100% of the times. Okay, it's all high probability here. So these are the settings. Okay, I'm not going to go through the settings. You can, come back and screenshot that and whatnot, but these are the settings for it. And so what happens is that in a downtrend, okay, especially a strong downtrend, all right, price would respect the point two, a downtrend or uptrend, price would respect the 0.25 area. All right. Now, when there is an MSB, okay, let me go on the line chart here. When there's an MSB, the first retest is usually back to the 0.5, or even sometimes to the middle of the 0.5 area on the fib. Okay, and here I'm giving an example as per a downtrend, because that's what we're in. So if there is an MSB, okay, so you don't have an MSB and price doesn't just go straight in a straight, downtrend or line, whatever. Okay, you have to have a retest of that MSB normally, usually. Okay, so price would, if price comes back to retest, it would be either to the 0.5 area. If it's a strong trend down or up, then it will come back to the 0.25 area, and it won't even cross the 0.25 area. Same thing in an uptrend. Okay, now so what I'm expecting is that we get a retest. We get a retest, or if we don't get a retest, then could this have been our MSB over here, for example? Okay, could this have been our MSB? You see why line charts are great? You can see clearly what it is. So this could have been our MSB. This could have been the retest. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, this could have been the retest. You see that 0.75, perfect retest. And now, okay, if we put it here, if we put it here and here, then price should not come back, okay, to the point, price should not go beyond the 0.25 area. If it goes beyond the 0.25 area, it tells me that it's not a strong downtrend. If it respects this 0.25, okay, meaning it doesn't go beyond here, then it tells me that, yeah, it's a strong downtrend. I'm a little disappointed. Even I'm short, but I'm disappointed because I mean, not disappointed because, it was a huge hype. I wasn't, didn't FOMO, but just for people that, a lot of people bought, I guess, this IPO thinking they were gonna make it. I didn't buy any because I trade. I don't need to buy. But hmm, there's so much FOMO, and people trying to hype up stuff, and trading is that's not trading. Trading is really sticking to the rules, managing your risk, you know, keeping it boring. So yeah, guys, look, this is on the candle. The candles, the lines don't give you the wicks. Only the candles do. So now I'll put it from here. From here, oh, I can't see. So from here to here, see, it respected the 0.25 area. So that tells me now that it's a strong downtrend. So now with that, I can move my stop loss to maybe over here, 172.94. So I'll just move my stop loss there, 172.94. Now, yeah, I shouldn't be coming back up here. Okay, or even 172.94. Damn. Yeah, that's where I move my 172.94. 172. Well, let's say 173, whatever, right? And what I'll do is, as we go further, okay, and we get our MSB, we get our, here we go, we have a BOS here. I'll just draw it. That tells me there's a trend continuation. Okay, BOS. Oh, my thing is too. Okay. Ah. And as we go further down, okay, I'll continue drawing my fibs just to see if the, if the trend will continue. So my fibs will be again from this area, okay, in this area here to wherever it stops to consolidate before going further down. All right. So let's say, I don't know. Okay, I'm just saying. Let's say it stops here, consolidates. Then I'll draw it from, from the high to the low, and I'll look for it to respect the 0.25. If it respects the 0.25, then I'll move my stop loss to break even or even further down in profit, depending on where, okay, where it stops to consolidate. There are a lot of lessons. Actually, I should just like start taping content while I do lives. So I can repost them later. I'm not good at these things. Not yet, not yet. So the fibs, it's a really a great way where you can figure out if you're in a trend or if the trend is coming to an end. It's a good way to do that. Hmm. Damn. Well, now it's just gonna free fall. Jeez. What is that? Damn, it took out the HOD. It took out the high of yesterday and the low of yesterday. Now that is something, it doesn't happen often. There's a low probability of it happening very often. Usually, we'll see, Bitcoin or whatever instrument is taking out either the high or the low of the previous day or the high or the low of the previous week. It's, there's low probability, or it happens less time, that it takes out the high and low on the same day in the same session. Well, I'm gonna move my stop. I'm in. Damn, that's an. Just gonna move my stop to break even. I am in profit, but I don't even know what's going on right now. Why? Gosh, I hope people are not panicking and getting wrecked. That's what's going on. People are getting wrecked. It's it's crazy because that is why it is so good to learn a skill. learn a skill. Learn trading. Because when you learn trading, it's not only for crypto, it's for any instrument. You learn how market works, you learn how price works, um, and you avoid, scenarios. You learn risk management, you learn patterns that has been there since time, right? Um, and you have something that nobody can take away from you, right? Whether or not you make big money in crypto or not, because I can talk about crypto, that's all I've been in. Um, because in crypto, you can make as fast as you can, lose it. So in the end, what do you have to show, right? When you learn trading, then you have some kind of skill set to show for the future. That's why it's a good thing. So here is a gap that is being respected. Look at that there. That little gap. That fair value gap. Ooh, it got disrespected. Well, I mean, there's so many gaps right now on this chart. Bearish gaps. Damn. Well, I'm at break even. Um, I don't even know where to put my TP, my take profit on my short. It's so new. Well, they're definitely not going up here right now. May happen next week when the dust settles, probably. What is CVD doing? CVD. Well, let's get rid of CVD spot because we don't have any spot on SPACEX. Okay, so price down, CVD down, CVD perps, CVD cumulative volume delta, OI, open interest down. Okay, so I expect more. Down momentum. Did it respect my fibs? Let's have a look at my fibs. I've moved my stop loss into profit or break even, sorry. Okay, so I have no more risk on there. All right. So yeah, it is what it is. And now, here's how we see. I mean, I don't even know where it's going to stop. Okay, so let's go from here. This was the last consolidation period to, where is it stopping? Here. We have to see where it stops to consolidate a few candles on the 50-minute chart. We can do it at any timeline, any time frame. But yeah. One, two. Hmm. All right, guys. I'm in my short. I didn't take profit yet, but I don't think this is going to stop right now. I will be monitoring this very closely, obviously. Right? I'll keep the charts on. Yeah, I'll keep the charts on. But I'm gonna disconnect and go take a little break. Let me draw my lines again, make sure. Okay, we're consolidating here. Look at that. You see, even on the 3-minute time frame. So this tells me there is a continuation on the trend. It's respecting the 0.25. Even if it goes up to the 0.5, I'm okay. If it crosses the 0.5, okay, then it tells me that my trend might be, you know, fading out. All right. But if it doesn't, so where am I drawing it from? I'm drawing it from here. Okay, so I mean, it doesn't matter from there to there. All right, see? Look at that nice respect of the 0.25. Okay, I'm done. Okay, guys, I'm going to exit myself. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also join me on Twitter. Sign up for CoinAnk. Sign up for BitMEX, and yeah, see you in the next one. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye. Where am I? Where am I on OBS Osmo? Here we go.
Don't you quit. The weight of care can press you flatter. A whisper says just leave it at that. But somewhere past the hill you see the life that's waiting. Let it be. One more breath, one more step. Every ounce you got, you haven't spent it yet. When things go wrong, and they will. When the road you walk you quit, 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 quit. Tide isn't broken. Silent isn't done. Every scar is a word spoken on the way to when things go wrong, and they will. When the road you walk is one long uphill, don't fall, don't freeze, don't lose your grip. Rest if you must, but don't you quit, 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 quit. And you wanna smile, but you have to sigh. When care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit, 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 quit. Success is failure turned inside out. The silver tint of the clouds of doubt. You can never tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems so far. So stick to the fight when your heart is hit. It's when things seem worse that you must not quit. Today I will walk in the sun. I will simply walk in the sun. There is a loneliness in this world so great that you can see it in the slow movement of the hands of a clock. People so tired, mutilated, either by love or no love. People just are not good to each other, one on one. The rich are not good to the rich. The poor are not good to the poor. We are afraid. Our educational system tells us that that we can all be big ass winners. It hasn't told us about the gutters, or the suicides, or the terror of one person aching in one place, alone, untouched, unspoken to, watering a plant. He said